हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम हमारे एपिसोड 6 में किस्से और कविताओं में। तो यहाँ पे हम कुछ डीप चर्चा करते हैं, टॉक्स करते हैं एंड उसके साथ पोएम्स, कविता पढ़ते हैं। एंड आज हमारे साथ 2 गेस्ट भी हैं, उनके ऊपर मैं उनको जरूर इंट्रोड्यूस करूंगी, बट पहले कुछ पोएम्स के ऊपर आई जस्ट वांट टू से कि हमारा जैसे रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट ने बोला था, पोइट्री इज व्हेन एन इमोशन हैज फाउंड इट्स थॉट एंड थॉट हैज फाउंड इट्स वर्थ। तो कविता, I think poems are the best version of in love for any language actually, because there are so many emotions, इतनी ख्याल इमोशंस हैं जो हम कुछ ही लाइंस में बोल सकते हैं। एंड देन इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि जो पढ़ रहा है उनकी इंटरप्रिटेशन पे, और जो लिख रहा है वो क्या देना चाहते हैं। तो इतनी सारी चीजें छुपी होती है कुछ लाइंस में, इसलिए हम पोइट्री और राइटिंग और ऐसी डीप चर्चा पे फोकस करते हैं। एंड इस हौसला का भी यही मतलब इंटेंशन है कि हम ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म दे सकें अपने सीनियर सिटीजन्स को, अपने हौसला के मेंबर्स को, कि वो अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस कर सकें। एंड सिंस ऑल्सो राइटिंग इज यूनिवर्सल, जो हम लिखते हैं कुछ कुछ लाइनें तो इतनी यूनिवर्सल हैं, तो बाकियों क्यों के नहीं, कोई एज का है नहीं, तो बस एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाना चाहते हैं कि अपने आप को लोग एक्सप्रेस कर सके। स्पेशली अगर कविता के थ्रू कर रहे हैं तो बहुत ही बढ़िया। तो आज के एपिसोड में हमारे साथ हमारे 2 गेस्ट हैं, गायत्री और एकता। एकता is actually she has published her book. She's the author of Notes to My Healing Self. एंड मैं इनसे अभी रिसेंटली कनेक्ट हुई हूँ, तो थोड़ी देर में इनको बुलाती हूँ, तो वो अपनी पोइम बुक में से अपनी पोइम्स वगैरह पढ़ेंगे। एंड गायत्री इज हेड ऑफ एम्प्लॉय ब्रांडिंग एट लैम्डा टेस्ट एंड ऑल्सो द co-founder of Inks Pillars Guild, which is like a writing club, which is very cool. But I'll just leave it up to her कि वो अपने आप को ऐसे इंट्रोड्यूस करे, एंड देन उसके बारे में we will talk about it later. तो सबसे पहले तो आज का जो हमारा, हम कुछ ना कुछ थीम के साथ चलते हैं हमारे शोज में, ठीक है। तो आज जो एक थीम है वो पेरेंट्स के ऊपर है, उनकी मेमोरीज और ऐसे सब यादों के ऊपर। तो और जो भी हमारे एज अ चिल्ड्रन उनके लिए फीलिंग्स वगैरह हैं, इफ वी ऑल्सो अगर हम पेरेंट्स हैं तो क्या हम सोचते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। इट्स अ वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स एक्चुअली रिलेशनशिप पेरेंट्स और चिल्ड्रन के बीच में, तो कुछ उनके बारे में बात करते हैं। तो सबसे पहले मैं एक्चुअली एकता को बुलाना चाहूंगी कि वो अपने आप को बताएं, इंट्रोड्यूस करें एंड अपनी पोएट्री जो उन्होंने बहुत खूबसूरत लिखी है उसको बोलें। एकता। एकता, आर यू देयर?
I'm Ekta.
हाँ,
Yeah.
राइट,
Am I audible?
या
Hi. Hi, I'm Ekta Saxena. I'm a writer. I'm a published poet of a motivational poetry book called Notes to My Healing Self. And, I lost my parents in 20 and 21. So I'm still coping from the loss. Elders are the the strings that hold us and let us fly to the limit that we want to soar in life. So anybody, and I also had a YouTube, or I had an Insta live where I told that definitely I'm unfortunate not to have my parents around me, but there are more people who are more unfortunate if they have parents around them and they are still not able to take care of their parents, don't give them the love that they have received as children, then that's probably the most unfortunate thing. But anyways, what I want to say is that I am just playing away whenever you want. Anybody who wants to connect to me, I'm ready to listen. I love having parents, grandparents, whatever. Okay, so I love you all. So this is something which I've written for you, and this is the thought of each and every girl and boy who are having parents, blessed to have parents. The poem is called The Flight of the Kite. The kite soared through the sky with its head held high with pride. It resisted the string it was bound to, the string to which it was tied. It felt the urge to go higher, to explore what was beyond the sky. But the string, it felt, was an eyesore, its direction he wanted to deny. He wanted to do all that he liked, not answerable to anyone for his acts. He longed for a life free of responsibility, to regain the liberty he thought he lacked. One day, a strong gush of wind snapped the string and set it free. Oh, what a feeling to be finally free! The deep blue sky was his to see. Suddenly it dawned on him he was lonely, with no one to guide. He missed deeply the one he had valued, the one he never valued. He felt shattered deep inside. He no longer had the urge to find what was beyond the hue of blue. He longed to be attached, to be guided and taught, but there was nothing he could do. We are the kites, our parents are the strings. Value them for all they have done, because they never was and never be another person, a better person to understand. You owe you all the pain they took to make you what you are today. Be grateful for their presence in life. Their expectations never betray. Thank you. Thank you, Anjan, for adding me to this lovely podcast.
Wow, Ekta. I mean, it was very beautiful, especially like the comparison with the kite and how we want to fly away, which is so true because we want to explore the world as kids when we grow up, and then and suddenly when we fly away, and then there's a time when we want to be tied down, like something to hold us, something to ground us, like when world is just crazy around us, तो कुछ होल्ड करने के लिए हमें तो वी डू वांट दैट कुछ के वैसा हो तो बहुत ब्यूटीफुली आपने उसको पेन डाउन किया मैं बस आपसे कुछ ऐसे पूछना चाहती हूँ कि आई एम सो सॉरी आपकी पेरेंट्स का वो ग्रीफ वगैरह है एंड थैंक यू कि आपने ये सपोर्ट के लिए बोला कि लाइक whoever wants to share that with you you are available that's such a great thing मैं बस आपसे कुछ ऐसे पूछना चाहती हूँ कि उस मतलब ग्रीफ तो है बट आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क कि आपकी कुछ ऐसी फॉन्ड मेमोरीज आपके पेरेंट्स के साथ कुछ ऐसा अगर इफ यू हैव वन और टू थिंग्स टू शेयर कि ताकि हम उस उन वो आपकी ये स्टोरी जान सकें हेलो
So this is something from my childhood days. I was a person who loved to socialize with friends, talk to people. Yeah, am I audible?
yeah but you're breaking a
Am I
bit
audible, Anjan?
yeah
Hello.
uh yeah you're breaking your voice
Okay,
is
just let
breaking a
me
bit
change. Yeah. So, this is a childhood memory that I was. Yeah. Am I audible?
yeah
Just let me move out a bit to a different place. Probably that will help. Just give me one moment. Tell me when you can hear me loud.
yeah you're good now
Is it better
yeah
now?
yeah
Okay, great. So I'm talking about a memory that I have of my mom, and I was uh, I felt very small because I was not, I was short of height and I was just 5 feet. अभी भी मैं 5 feet की हूँ. So I was very thought about my height and I just undervalued myself all the time, and I used to look at people who were around me and say, wow, yeah, height gets you look so smart and this and that. So I used to probably link beauty to height. So once I mentioned to my mom that I'm short, I don't like this. Maybe I should have
एक
hair so
एक
beautiful as yours.
एकता
So she
you're
just
breaking up again
yeah.
you're breaking up again
Is it okay
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Is it okay? Yeah. So my mother gave me a sentence that all beautiful things come in small packages. Now that one sentence changed my life forever. Every time I thought about my height, I said, "Oh, I'm a beautiful thing, so I've come in a small package," right? So that's one of the most beautiful, memories I have made with my mom, and many more of them. So it's a privilege to have parents around and get their love.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually my mom's height is also around like 5 feet only, and I'm 5'3". I feel good about that, but I do agree. I do agree with this that she's the most beautiful thing, and definitely the beautiful thing, good things do come in small packages. And yeah, it's actually how our moms teach us. Okay, it's actually the first perception we make of ourselves from our parents only. So it's very
Hmm.
important
Right.
to have that. Yeah. Thank you, Ekta. Thank you so much.
True.
I know you are also at a seminar and attending it, and you took out time to recite your poem, which was very beautiful. And you came to the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anjan. It was great
Yeah.
talking to you, and thank you, everyone.
Yeah. So just moving forward, actually, I am also back at my hometown. And right now, I'm at my parents' place, and तो अपने घर पे हूँ parents में. तो So I remembered that actually I wrote a poem for my mom in when I was in eighth or ninth standard. So it's like I don't know how many 15, 20 years ago, and 15 years ago. And so it's and I actually dug that up because we were talking about parents, and I really and it wasn't good, and I was like I really wanted to hide under a pillow कि मैं बस अपना मुंह छुपा लूं मैं अपनी वो poem देख के. But then I realized कि actually poems or writing में there's never anything bad actually. कुछ भी बुरा नहीं होता है. हाँ चीजें अच्छी हो सकती है बट एक्चुअली में जब हम अपनी फीलिंग्स को एक्सप्रेस करते हैं पोइट्री में पोएम्स में एंड कुछ चाहे वो शायरी में हो कुछ लाइनों में हो तो कुछ भी बुरा नहीं होता है उसमें. तो और हमारा हौसला का एक ये भी है स्पोकन इंग्लिश का क्लब भी है तो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू आल्सो शेयर माय पोएम जो मैंने 8th एंड 9th स्टैंडर्ड में लिखी थी. जस्ट अ वेरी स्मॉल पोएम फॉर माय मॉम ऑन हर बर्थडे. तो my mom from my birth is the face of Almighty on earth. She's that creation of God which cannot be replaced by anyone. My mother is greatest of all, with the sweetest face like a doll. She had been always to look, with something great to cook. She gives me everything, but never takes a single thing. She cares for everyone's need and is always ready to do good deeds. She has heart of gold, yet she's very bold. She's she's my life. She's the most beautiful part of my life. Yeah, so this was the time when I just thought that the poems are only when they rhyme. So every sentence has to rhyme. But ऐसे नहीं है. तो but still I wanted to share this. As I said कि मतलब जब आप अपनी feelings express करते हो तो कुछ भी छोटा या बुरा नहीं होता है उसमें. तो हम और पेरेंट्स और माँ के बारे में ज़रूर फिर आगे भी डिस्कस करेंगे. एक और मेरी पोएम वगैरह है. बट उसके पहले मैं गायत्री को बुलाना चाहूँगी एंड गायत्री एक्चुअली एकता भी एंड गायत्री दोनों का उनका उनकी थ्रू गायत्रीज व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ओनली जो वो अपने राइटर्स का क्लब चलाती हैं तो उनके थ्रू ही वी मेट. तो एंड आई एम एक्चुअली वेरी एक्साइटेड फॉर हर टू कम ऑन. बहुत ही अच्छा उनका राइटर्स का क्लब है जिसमें आई लव द प्रॉम्प्ट्स एंड एवरीथिंग. तो अप ऑन टू यू गायत्री.
All right, thanks, Anjan. It's really, really good to be here. Thank you for hosting me. I think uh, I would just very lightly introduce myself. I'm Gayatri. I'm a writer, I'm a blogger, I am a gamer. I play a lot of sports, and I have a lot of interest in art and culture, and I owe all of this to my parents. Since theme is today, uh, about writing and about your parents. A little bit about my writers club is what I'd like to say is that I started off Ink Spillers Guild with the notion in mind where I could build a community of like-minded individuals who've lost their touch with writing, or are journalists, published authors, can come together and build a great ecosystem where you can learn from each other, review each other's work, and I think that's where I met you as well. It's fun to know that people of your stature running podcasts, working with old age people are here. So thank you so much for doing this. It's really an honor.
Yeah, no, actually, I want to
Mhm,
say something. So in
mhm,
the WhatsApp group, so she shares
mhm.
a lot of tiny activities, and they're very fun actually and very creative. I really love that,
Yeah,
and I love the answers sometimes like people put up and how they
yeah.
do the activities. So I really love that. I love what you're doing with the
Thank
club.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So I think if coming back to the topic today, I would just, before I do share what I've written, I would want to give a little background that I am an only child. My mom is from Jammu and Kashmir and dad is Punjabi. We all settled here in Delhi. And my parents have given up a lot to bring me up. All my accomplishments, my accolades, I would owe them an immense debt of gratitude. For when you ask me what love for your parents means, it means a wholesome debt of gratitude, because my dad has worked tirelessly to get me the best education in the country, top tier 1 colleges and tier 1 schools. My mom was a budding designer, but she gave up her career to bring me up. If she gave up so much, she sacrificed so much, and the values and morals that she instilled in me is something that I really owe to her. And should I get on with the poem that I've written, because what I've written is on the theme of debt of gratitude.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Please go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
All right. So I call this one poured, because I've poured in a lot of emotions into this, so it's just simply called poured. It's a lyrical prose, not exactly poetry, but it's a lyrical prose. So here goes. Poured. For once it poured amidst thunderous fury, and still the peonies did smile. Still the lavenders did bloom. Chance of recouping was slim, but survival was plenty. Gathering dust on my old shelf lay a novel laden with euphemisms on the parental charge of life. Whilst I sift through pages of yore and new, my nimble handiwork proved too strong for such delicate sheets of wisdom. The parchment red of a mother's might and of a father's fight, a pasquinade of errors lay before me, coated in tales of harmony, piety, and kind. If you lose them, the phantom pain will leave its residue all along the watered hole of your heart. Guardians are they, lest you shred all sense of your being, a being that came through them. Your very genesis was crafted under their merriment. They slid past all assailants to protect you from burns that someday would come. They took to hammer and tongs to strengthen your bones that someday would crumble. They forged through thorns to take cuts on themselves, for someday you would bleed. Alas, in a thousand realms of suffering, did that day never come? For this chapter of yours was erased by the harbinger of your flesh. Thus, we seek to repay in gratitude and weightless devotion, for parents cannot be feigned, for their smiles cannot be priced, for their memories will forever infatuate your mind. Thank you. So that was it.
That was, I mean, it's very beautiful. Like I was also reading it side by side, the ones you sent
Mm-hmm.
me, and
Yeah.
it's the how you mentioned K, it. they take on the burns for you, right? They
Yeah,
protect you
yeah,
from that, and then the
yeah.
cuts and all that.
Yes.
It's very profound actually, and it's so true. Like
Yeah.
growing up, and after we have
Mm-hmm.
grown up, sometimes I also like मैं भूल जाती हूँ कि कि they did
Hmm.
something for us, and then when you are in your own midst you feel like oh they don't understand and whatever, but
Yeah.
like yeah they took so much on for you, and it's actually
Mm.
healthy to remember
Yeah.
that every day or just now and then just be grateful कि
Yeah.
they are there. It's so
Mm-hmm.
wholesome to have them, and you really penned it down beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
बहुत
Thank you.
बहुत अच्छे से लिखा. And
Thank you so much. Mm.
and I just want to say कि ask you actually. I know you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned कि कि this is gratitude that you feel कि उन्होंने
Mm-hmm.
काफी ज्यादा आपको जैसे मतलब पूरा बड़े
Yeah.
होने में सारी चीजों में they held you a lot, right? So I just
Yeah.
want to ask this thing कि मतलब how do you think your parents have grown with you? मतलब कि
Mm-hmm.
because there is a difference of generation, and with every
Mm-hmm.
generation it comes.
Oh yeah,
तो मतलब how
100%. Yeah.
हाँ तो how do you think कि आपके parents कि आपके साथ जो grow हुए because they are
Mm-hmm.
also learning new things, right?
Yeah,
कि
yeah, yeah,
with you, yeah.
100%. Yeah. So I think when I say they sacrifice a lot for me, in sacrifice there is growth. So
Hmm.
if my mom let go of her career, she grew with me in sense of she didn't know how to drive, but she learned driving so that she could take me around for all these sports and classes that I was in, from dance to skating to tennis, football, everything. So she grew with me. She was an artist, but as in when I grew in school, she would take up. She's joined the school as an art teacher. She would decorate the entire school for our functions. She got to interact with a lot of people in my generation, understand what they thought about, and then come and kind of, in her way or her morals and values, imbibe that in me, teach that to me, right? And if I talk about my father, he was growing up in an era where women started entering the workforce a lot more. He's from I am Lucknow, so
Yeah, yeah,
there
yeah.
were very few women, and then when he would see those women in work, is what he would come back and teach me that you need to strengthen yourself so much that you're completely financially independent, and I will teach you how to be financially independent, because your end goal in life is to be so self-sufficient that nobody can question your value or your worth, right? So he
That's
was
so
seeing that.
beautiful that he would
Yeah.
teach you that. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how I think my parents have evolved and grown and come back and taught me the same thing. And of course, vice versa. I've taught them a lot because I was growing up with a completely different generation, right? So yeah, that's mostly about it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for
Mm.
sharing that. Actually, I really loved it that how you said ki, um, your mom did like took you to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
activities, and then she also kind of tried to get on with these activities with you, right? To be
Yeah,
involved as
correct.
much as possible.
Possible.
So,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a big thing because you have as a parent you have a lot to deal with as well, like in your own lives and everything. So being involved, and
Mm-hmm.
then your father, I really like that when I hear such
Mm-hmm.
stories कि जब the parents come and they're like you have to, because my mom used to say that. My mom would
Right.
say कि तुम्हें अपने पैरों पे खड़े होना है, like no
Correct.
for no one else, you just have to
Yeah.
stand on
For
yourself
yourself.
for yourself.
Yeah.
चाहे शादी हो चाहे बाद में हो कुछ भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, like it doesn't
Correct.
matter, you just have to stand, मतलब you have to earn and you have to
Right.
stand on your own feet. My mom used to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Even for us women, like after marriage, it's so important to be completely self-sufficient and self-dependent.
True.
You
True.
can't be
So,
dependent just because you're married on your spouse, right? So it's important.
because also like then the relationship dynamics and those things change. Like
Correct. Correct.
so you want to be in a relationship, मतलब हमारे जो relationships हैं, partners हैं, तो we
Mm.
want to be उसमें because you want that relationship, not for anything
Yeah.
else, right?
Correct.
तो ये चीजें हैं.
Because ultimately that will also make you great parents, right? Because you have to bring in the next generation.
True.
It's so much.
True, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, हाँ, कितनी generation gap है?" But yeah, you have to kind of grow
Correct.
with every generation.
Grow
True,
with
true,
the
true.
relationship. Absolutely. Yes.
बहुत बढ़िया. Thank
Yeah.
you guys, and thank you so much for
Thank
being here.
you.
Yeah. I just
Absolutely, it
want,
was an honor. Yeah.
yeah. So just continuing on what Gayatri
Mm-hmm.
said actually. So I'm just gonna say a few things on my mom that I just wrote. It's a poem actually in Hindi that I wrote on, and then we'll also talk about a bit about this generation gap that is there. But yeah, मतलब both Ekta and Gayatri, like so many good memories and so many good and the emotions in the poetry, which I hope कि मतलब it got through to our members and the people who will see this, सॉरी लिसन टू दिस. तो एक मैंने छोटी सी पोइम लिखी थी अपनी मॉम के बारे में. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे डैड जब ये सुनेंगे तो उन्हें फोमो हो जाएगा, जेलस हो जाएगा कि मैं अपनी मॉम को ही हमेशा मेंशन कर रही हूँ. बट अभी मेरे लाइक यू नो फीलिंग्स मॉम के बारे में आए तो उनके लिए आई जस्ट रोट दिस पोइम रिसेंटली. माँ, तुम्हें कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ. मुझे अपने बाहों में भरने के लिए शुक्रिया. उस एक हग से अपने दिल में सारे मेरे गम को पीने के लिए शुक्रिया. मेरे नखरों को सहने के लिए शुक्रिया. जब गिर जाऊं मुझे हार ना मानने देने के लिए शुक्रिया. जब मेरी छोटी छोटी ख्वाहिशों को पूरी करती हूँ ना माँ, उसके लिए शुक्रिया. जब घर वापस आऊं मेरे सारे फेवरेट खाने बनाने के लिए, वो वो स्वाद देने के लिए जो कहीं और नहीं मिलता. कहाँ ही मिलता है वो स्वाद, उसके लिए शुक्रिया. फिर से जब मेरी छोटी छोटी ख्वाहिशों को तुम पूरी करती हो, जो मैंने बस ऐसे ही बोल दिया उसको सुन लेती हो, शुक्रिया. जब मैं उड़ना चाहती थी मेरे पंखों को सुवारने के लिए शुक्रिया. जब तुम्हें दर्द हुआ फिर भी मुस्कुराने के लिए शुक्रिया. जब मैंने कुछ बोल दिया, जब तुमसे नाराज हो गई, मुझे तब भी समझने के लिए शुक्रिया. तो ये मैंने एक छोटी सी पॉइंट लिखी थी कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कोई भी रिलेशनशिप स्पेशली पेरेंट्स के साथ मतलब इट्स नॉट एक डायरेक्शन का रिलेशनशिप नहीं होता, ऊपर नीचे हमेशा चीजें जाती ही हैं. तो कभी हम उनसे नाराज होते हैं और स्पेशली जब जनरेशन गैप आता है तो कभी हमें ऐसा लगता है कि वो नहीं समझ रहे और कभी एक्चुअली में कि बिना कहे वो सब समझ जाते हैं और कभी हमारे भले बुरे के लिए ही उनको लगता है कि उन्हें वो चीजें बोलनी जरूरी है. तो हम तो मैं एक चीज उस पर बोलना चाहूंगी कि मतलब मैं हूँ मतलब अपने पेरेंट्स, मेरे फादर, मेरे मदर, उन्होंने इतना कुछ किया, जैसे गायत्री ने बहुत ब्यूटीफुली पेन किया कि वी आर सो ग्रेटफुल. एंड आई थिंक हमें ये याद रखना चाहिए, चाहे हम जैसे जैसे भी चीजों को देख रहे हैं, झेल रहे हैं, कुछ चीजों में हम शायद एग्री ना भी कर रहे हो, वो भी बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि वैसे ही वो भी ग्रो करेंगे, वैसे ही हम ग्रो करेंगे. तो उनसे ना एग्री करने के लिए झिझकना नहीं है, बल्कि बस अपने वहां वैसी पेशेंस रखनी है ताकि हम उसको समझ पाए. हमें ऐसा लगता है कि पेरेंट्स एक्चुअली भगवान है, स्पेशली इंडिया में. एंड इसके ग्राउंड्स भी हैं, जैसे हमारे बहुत सारे रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट में हमें लगता है कि आ, कि हमारे हर इंसान में भगवान होता है और पेरेंट्स भगवान का रूप है. पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि भगवान गलती नहीं करते, पर हमारे पेरेंट्स इंसान हैं, क्योंकि उनकी लाइफ में बहुत कुछ हो रहा होता है जब वो हमें बर्थ देते हैं. उनके इमोशंस, फैमिली, रिलेशनशिप्स, करियर, मनी मैनेज करना, हमारी पढ़ाई के लिए पैसे जमा करना, हमें पढ़ाना. तो कुछ चीजें वो समझ पाते हैं, कुछ चीजें नहीं समझ पाते. तो अगर हम उन्हें भगवान की तरह देखें ना, तो हमें लगता है कि वो कुछ गलत नहीं कर सकते और हम शायद फिर जब हमारा जनरेशन गैप आ जाता है तो हम वापस नहीं जा पाते उनके पास. पर अगर हम ये समझ लें कि हमसे भी गलतियां होती हैं और उनसे भी होती हैं, और इसी को लेके उसके बारे में उनसे कम्युनिकेट करें, बात करें, तो तो जरूर हमारे और पेरेंट्स भी अगर वो अपने आप को ऐसा देखें तो एक बहुत अच्छा और एक बहुत ही सपोर्टिव रिलेशनशिप है. क्योंकि वाकई में पेरेंट्स की जगह कोई नहीं ले सकता। हम दूसरे रिलेशनशिप बना सकते हैं, दूसरी चीजें दोस्त बना सकते हैं, पर पेरेंट्स हमारे एक ही है और वो हमें एज अ गिफ्ट मिलते हैं। तो वही मैं बोलना चाहूंगी अब कि सबके लिए कि हमें इतना बड़ा करने के लिए सच में शुक्रिया, और हमें ना समझ के भी समझने के लिए शुक्रिया। तो ये हमारा आज का छोटा सा एपिसोड था। तो आई होप कि आपको अच्छा लगा हो, एंड हम ऐसे ही नेक्स्ट टाइम एक डिफरेंट थीम के साथ आएंगे, कुछ ऐसी ही लाइफ के ऊपर चर्चा, और मेरे जो ऐसे मैं चीजें बोल रही हूँ उनके ऊपर चर्चा, और मैं चाहती हूँ कि हमारे जो मेंबर्स हैं वो जरूर अपनी पॉइंट्स वगैरह जो वो जो बोलना चाहते हैं वो जरूर दें, ताकि हम उनको ये प्लेटफॉर्म दे सके बात करने के लिए, अपने इमोशंस को जाहिर करने के लिए, और अपना टैलेंट दुनिया को दिखाने के लिए। थैंक यू एवरीवन।